Good morning. It's Tuesday, February 14th, 2023, and it's about 8:45 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, overnight market took it all the way up to here, and now it's down here. As I had mentioned, I had bought some more put options here because I believe this is the top, and I don't know how long this is going to channel before it comes down. So I put alert here just for fun, just because I like to hear that sound on my phone and on my computer when it does break and it then gets down in this area, because I don't look at the charts all the time. In fact, I hardly look at them. I pretty much set the alerts. I kind of know where, or at least I think I know where the market's going and when to get in, and then pretty much that's it. I just pretty much wait. Well, I don't really wait. I do other things too, besides looking at the chart. But I don't want to make this profession something where I have to look at the charts all the time, and most of my time is involved in this, because it's not. It's actually pretty simple for me. I don't have to spend a lot of time on it, and this way I can go and do other things in my life. Travel, go to the beach, go to the gym, do whatever, live my life. And that's the whole idea of this whole trading system of mine, is to do that, as opposed to being stuck to a computer. And you can still make a lot of money, or at least you can make a decent living. Whatever you're making in your life, if you're making $100,000 a year, you can do that here and have a lot of free time and not have to work. Or you can do both. You can actually do this and you can work at the same time. So you have a choice, but you have a lot of freedom with this type of trading. Okay, so I mentioned yesterday I didn't know if the market was going to come down and break, and yesterday was going to be the beginning of the direction for this week, but it looks like maybe today will be that day. And if this thing breaks, which I'm sure it will, comes down here, then that's already the second attempt down underneath this line. It's already gone up here and it's come close and hit this top. And that's, it's already made a lot of attempts, and we're already at a top anyway. And what I mean by that is, let's say, go to a max chart. It's pretty much at a top. I don't see it really going above this. It's already hasn't corrected from down here yet. It needs to correct at least this point. And if you're counting this to here, then it should correct down into here. And if we are truly in a bear market, then it'll eventually get down here and further. But that could be weeks or months away. So anyway, just focusing on now, paying attention to what's going on right now, is I believe we're at a top. This is a good time for me to buy put options, and I've already bought several times because I just feel very confident in the market going down at this point. Here's a longer term balance area, which makes sense to me. The market's pretty much hanging in this area all the way back from, April of last year. So it's pretty strung out. Eventually it's going to break out of this, and I'm assuming it's going to break down eventually and then continue down. But for now, just focusing on this area right here. And it's looking good so far. I do have some March put options, but I have the latest options that I did buy put options are April. And this market starts coming down in here still this month and starts retracing, then I'm going to sell those and then switch all those over to April. And this way I'll have all April contracts. And then, that's my plan for now. let's see. I had mentioned before the Russell, kind of an indicator that it, it started, it hit a high in November where the Dow and the NASDAQ and S&P made a high around the beginning of the year. So this thing's about 2 months ahead of the curve, I'm thinking. And so I kind of look at this and I see this. So this compared to the S&P and the NASDAQ, it made the high like they did, and it came down, but it never touched that high again. It stayed down in this area as opposed to the S&P, which did come up and tap that. Where the Russell's down in this area. So let's see, what about the NASDAQ? Here's the NASDAQ. NASDAQ actually didn't come up as high as the S&P. Yeah, the S&P. And then the Dow Jones, it's been staying in this balance area all the way since November of last year. It hasn't really gone anywhere, just bouncing around. And from here to here, it hasn't even retraced. So it's due for a retracement. And that hasn't happened yet. Retracement, healthy retracement would be at least to here or to here before it decides to want to go up. Now, I don't think we're going to go up, but I think we're going down. So that means this thing needs to retrace at least right to here. Within whatever, a couple weeks, maybe a month, however long it takes. But anyway, it's due for a retracement. It hasn't done that yet. So that's the Dow. And that's another reason why I think we're at a top, because some of these markets just haven't, they're either due for a retracement, or like the Russell, it never really went back to those highs. So anyway, that's where we're at right now. The other thing is, I had mentioned before, I don't buy a lot of stocks. It's pretty rare. But with Tesla, it seems to move like sometimes 10 points in a day, sometimes 15, and sometimes it goes down. So it's actually a good trade, and the options are priced reasonably where you can actually make a lot of money. So this thing is in a little balance area. Right there. And so I did purchase some of these. I did buy them up here, but when it came up here, I actually sold them, and then I rebought back here. And so I have put options in this. I think there's something on news that George Soros bought, I forgot how many hundreds of thousands of shares of Tesla, because I guess he's thinking it's going to go up. So I don't know what that's about, but I believe this market's going to come down at least to here if it decides to go back up. And so that's where I'm at. And if this thing decides to come back up here like it did there, the second attempt, and stay there, then I'll have to get out with another loss. My losses, I cut them short, so they're not big losses. Sure, if the market came up here, I could have stayed, and it came down here, and I would have been okay. But I'm developing a habit, and the habit is when a market comes up and it feels like it just doesn't feel good to me, then I get out and I go by my feelings. And so I've been trading like that for a long time. And so I built a habit that saved me a lot of money and actually made me a lot of money. So anyway, that's where I'm at here with Tesla. Here's Amazon. Looks like Amazon's on its way back down again, possibly by the end of this month. Maybe it should be all the way down here again. We'll see. Because if the ES and the NASDAQ and the Dow do start to tumble like this week, then it's probably going to bring the rest of these guys down too. All right, well, it just that sound, it just triggered my alert. So market's headed down. It's about 39.50 right now in a negative, so it's down about 39 points. And I believe it's going to continue down, and from this point on, I don't think it's going to come back into this box, but we'll see. You know, it could come back and just jump around in here a bunch, but at this point, this might be the time when it's starting to break down. It's Tuesdays. I feel like it's a good time to do that for the rest of the week, and we'll see what happens. So in the meantime, I'm just not doing anything. Just I already got my positions in, and just letting the market do what it's supposed to do. And so that's it. Okay, so we'll talk again tomorrow.